let's perhaps start off on that note where, a distinction has been made in terms of the kind of growth and profit after tax earnings we've seen on a quarter-on-quarter compared to a year-on-year basis. Take us through what's actually impacted things on a quarter-on-quarter basis compared to on a year-on-year.
Thank you very much. Quarter-on-quarter, we have seen opportunities in the upstream oil and gas and the commercial bank areas where we have been able to grow our business and lend to upstream oil and gas activities and trade finance and some certain high-end quality corporate businesses, quarter-on-quarter. And year-on-year, we've been able to sustain the growth of the bank along all those lines as well. And so you see the impact going through from the year-on-year onto the quarter.
Mm-hmm. We've had profit after tax, though, declining on that quarter-on-quarter basis, alluding to the fact that we've possibly seen some pressure points coming to bear on the business over the quarter period. So what have some of the challenges been?
Well, part of the challenge is the increase in the interest rates. It's creating a bit of a squeeze on profits on the net interest margin. So we're feeling that through. The central bank has raised rates quite a few times this quarter, and it's not easy to translate that onto the other side for customers who are borrowing money.
Yet we've seen that strong loan growth filtered through nevertheless. In the third quarter, net loans expanding 12.2% quarter-on-quarter, having dipped by 2.2% year to date. So let's go through the kind of activity you are seeing in the loan market right now, having just cited that very big challenge that the organization faces within the operating environment.
Well, basically, the loan growth would flow through. The loans were booked during the quarter, and the benefits will accrue beyond the quarter. So we'll start seeing an improvement in the net interest margin, or the ability to retain net interest margin into this quarter, going into next year, henceforth.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the market very critical of the kind of asset quality we're looking at, and you mentioned the fact that you're now focusing on commercial bank activities, trade finance more so than anything else, looking at high quality companies specifically. Run us through your assessment of the asset quality and provisioning levels that are sitting with the bank at the moment.
Well, we've been able to bring loan loss provision down from the high teens into single digits. We're presently at about 5%, and we believe that we should maintain that for the rest of this year. And the loan quality has greatly improved. We've refocused. We set up strong risk management processes to around the loans we book nowadays. So there's a much more rigorous and stringent process for booking loans, and we've also up-tiered to higher quality customers as well. So we believe that we're banking better customers, and we're moving the bank to be one of the very best banks as well.
With that move, the market also asking questions or wanting some clarity from the banks on your subsidiary divestments. Specifically, we've got Skye Bank amongst the banks that that clarity needs to be given by. Run us through the kind of processes we're seeing in that regard.
Well, we're going to be an international commercial bank, meaning we could have subsidiaries in foreign countries and play as a major money center bank in Nigeria. We are divesting from subsidiaries that are not directly related to financial activities, and that process is ongoing and would be completed before the end of first quarter next year.
So that's the kind of deadline we're looking at. Let's take a look at some of the stride you're making in growing the non-interest element of the business right now.
Well, we have as well a strong bank in franchise and collections business. This is mainly providing e-solutions to a lot of government and quasi-government type businesses, and on the back of that you would have the possibility to generate a lot of fee income. Mm-hmm. And that we're doing right across the country, and we're winning new mandates every day. And we also are a strong electronic banking player, and on that platform we are growing and setting up more ATMs and other payment channels where we earn very good considerable fees, and the potential for growth in those areas is very good.
So for now, where we've got that dedication and focus to a large extent on the commercial banking arena, Kehinde, moving forward, I mean, where do you see this kind of strategy taking you in terms of the split and the kind of business activity you see derived from the corporate arena and that from the traditional consumer market?
Well, basically, the whole idea is to follow the money, follow the business, restructure and set up businesses in a way where we would focus more in the high impact areas in Nigeria, where there's a lot of business demand, high population density, good commercial activity, so that we can trap the flows right from where the commercial banking activities are, and also that will cascade down into retail consumer. And we also have a strong focus in the upstream oil and gas. We're leading upstream oil and gas player, and in that area we've done very, very well as well. So those are areas for growth for us.
The kind of risk you're pricing in, if we see a slowdown in economic growth globally, Kehinde, because you know, when you're looking at things from this regard, a lot of your eggs being placed in one basket if you're looking at the concentration you're making in oil and gas right now.
Oil and gas is only part of the story.
Yeah.
We have a portfolio diversification process whereby, you know, we would limit exposures on our various areas, and oil and gas is just one segment of our lending. Our strategy is to be a very strong commercial bank going forward, and that's the main focus.
Well, certainly then we've got some of that diversification strategy part of the agenda. In terms of your outlook heading into the fourth quarter, Kehinde, what can we be anticipating from the bank?
Well, in the fourth quarter, we're planning to sustain the momentum that we gathered in the third quarter, manage our costs, book a good number of more commercial and corporate and oil and gas loans, and sustain that into the new year. And the strategy for the new year is to reach out more, set up more footprints in various areas of Nigeria in particular, and expand the business accordingly.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has started the second round of examination into foreign exchange deals of 7 commercial banks, and Skye Bank ranks amongst those 7 at this stage of the game. What kind of process are we looking at in that regard, and when should we be anticipating some announcement in terms of the results?
Well, they've rounded up in Skye Bank, and I can tell you that we would have a very positive report from them. I cannot tell when Central Bank would announce. That would be left to them.